What do you make of the kid in UNLV just 3 games in?
I just saw that on the way in here.
Yeah, right.
They don't have any rules.
There's no rules.
And that is, I think a lot of people, and I have long been on the side of players receiving compensation. Not like this, by the way. I think this is all a farce. I think they should get the money out of the big pot as opposed to the schools passing the hat to get regular people to pay their players.
You see Tennessee is having a talent fee adding to their tickets?
Yeah, they put the gratuity on the check. You know what I mean? Like you go to a restaurant and they go ahead and put the 15% on, right? They put the gratuity on the check. What got me about this UNLV thing is apparently UNLV has made all the payments that they were supposed to, and the young man said that the price of the brick gone up, right? He said yesterday's price is not today's price, which is an audacious thing for someone to say, of whom I have never heard. Who is this Sluka guy?
Well,
and he walks in and he's like, yo, like I have outperformed my deal. Has he? Maybe he has. What's his deal?
Well, they're killing it compared to other years. I think they're 3-0 for the first time since Kenny Mayne was their quarterback.
He wants a raise.
Kenny Mayne, former UNLV quarterback. Oh yeah. So I don't know, but his dad says they did not do what you're saying they did. Okay, he said they did not ask for any enhancements. They just want what's been promised to him. But either way, it would be helpful to be able to pull out a piece of paper and say, you told me this, I would be getting this, and this piece of paper says I get this portion of it on this date, this portion of it on this date, and there's no such thing. Like, of all the businesses in sports to be run with we'll just do a verbal agreement. Yeah. You'd have to think college football would be the worst.
This is such a clown show in the way it works. And it appears that the system moved more efficiently and with more honor when people were literally dropping off bags. Right? Like it really sounds like, look, meet me in the parking lot. If that paper bag, it bet be 10 G's in it. You get there and it's the 10 G's. Like there was something more charming also about it. Like the idea, like when you get your car from valet, do you ever sometimes just like fold the tip up in your hand, like you're in Las Vegas, so you can feel like, it's kind of like after the many places in the country legalized and changed their cannabis laws, it's a lot more fun talking on the phone in code and acting like, So, have you been to the garden? All right. Well, I'm going to come by for the harvest. Yeah, like it was more fun doing that than showing up and paying with a debit card. And I feel like this is the same thing with this era of paying college athletes, right? And they're not paying, like I say, they're not paying them the money, everything else. This is what they need to watch out for. I don't know the background of this Sluka guy. I'm making assumptions about what he looks like and where he's from. Like, I don't know any of those things. But I'm going to tell you this right now. Some people really don't take kindly to not getting paid what they're owed, and their methods of resolution are not simply to redshirt, shall we say.
Yes.
They're coming and they want their money. Somebody's going to show up and act a fool. Because the other thing, too, and we all know this about young people in jobs, they don't really understand how things work. And they got to give me a raise. They ain't got to do nothing. All of us, they got the money. They got to give. No, they don't have to do any of those things. And somebody's going to show up there with some ornamenture, shall we say, looking for some money.
Heaven forbid. But I understand that you're saying that if there's something as simple as a contract that people can't figure out how to be professional about it, that somebody might ad-lib in a way that nobody's expecting.
I will give you a tale. I will give you a tale.
All right,
and this is a tale that has been passed down, but this is after Billy Corbin's 30 for 30 broke on ESPN about the players losing all their money. And I have a friend who was telling a friend of hers who was a football player that she thought that he should watch it. So, as a cautionary tale. And he watched it, and she asked him, well, what did you take from this? And he said, I learned a lot from that, about losing your money. And he said what he learned from that, or what his solution was, is that he showed up to his agent's office with a piece of heavy metal and explained to him what would happen if ever he thought to steal money from him. That was the message that he learned, is that the way these dudes are losing their money is people are stealing from them. You're not about to steal from me. And you know what? I bet that dude didn't steal from him.
Right.
Wow.
So you're saying putting out an Instagram meme of saying thank you to the UNLV fan base, that something might be a little bit more
It could have gone worse. It could have. I'd tell you this. It could have gone worse. Can you imagine this happening in the Tarkanian era? I feel like Tarkanian would make sure his boys got their money, right? I think that it would be a whole slew of people who believe in a different sort of honor because it comes with a different set of consequences.
Unless he did get his money and his father's saying otherwise, and that's the whole point. It's a level of he said that shouldn't have to take place in 21st century sports when it's already professionalized. Also, what are we doing?
But also keep in mind, even when you had the paperwork what happened with Jaden Rashada at Florida a year and change ago, where they had the deal and then all of a sudden they couldn't come up with the money. And then it was like, I don't know what to tell you. So he thinks he has this deal for like 8 figures over the span of 4 years. Then he has to transfer to Arizona State. And the deal was nothing similar to it. And because the NCAA went out like some suckers, they've decided they want everybody else, want somebody else to be this one to legislate this. And I'm just telling you, when it comes down to money, the people involved are going to one way or another legislate it for themselves. And what you're also going to wind up having is guys, after this redshirt window is open, just like, it's simple. I'm not playing this week if you don't give me my money. Like that was, anecdotally stuff that was happening at SMU. At halftime, people being like, so am I getting my money? Or if I'm not getting my money, I'm going to play. And in some of those cases, I'm sure the school is like, we gave you your money. And they're like, okay, I'm going to say this one more time. If I don't get some more money, I'm not going to play. What do? There are no rules. And they all did it to themselves. They have had decades to fix this.
Or I guess there's no enforcement as well on top of it. Like there's nobody that you can go and mitigate this or litigate it. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, this one was kind of an eye opener in that respect, because I can't wait to find out the exact details if we ever do.
And it happened off Broadway. Like Georgia plays Alabama this week.
That's right.
Can you imagine if Carson Beck walked up to Kirby and was like, Coach, let's talk. What goes on then? Or Kalen DeBoer, he just got there. And somebody decides that they're going to exercise. Like, you couldn't pull this on Saban. You can pull this on the new guy, right? I mean, obviously, I don't think this is going to happen.
I understand what you're saying.
But
like, what happens if this happens right before 1 versus 2, whole country watching? Is this a canary in a coal mine in UNLV off Broadway is what you're saying?
Like, this is going to happen in our other places. And all of this, man, between this and the gambling and everything else, we are hitting a place of chaos in all of these sports that I'm very curious in 10 years, like what exactly we're going to be watching.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku Channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.